What is something that makes you say, man, I fucking hate people? Managers fire incompetent workers to secure their own position. Much worse is managers refusing to fire incompetent workers because they are lazy or don't want to stir the pot. My dog ran away 5 days ago, and I've been posting on every website trying to find him. Someone posted him as found yesterday and someone else claimed him. Had to contact the police to help me finally get him back after 5 hours of headache because the person that found him blocked me and they were only trying to cooperate after the Facebook group that originally thought he was returned to his rightful owner put them on blast for stealing my dog. When a coworker decides to correct me by sending a passive-aggressive email and copying the boss and the whole group instead of just saying something to me privately and in person. My boss used to send out cryptic emails to the entire company about behaviors instead, if speaking privately to the person. Things like reprimands for gossiping, or reminders to have a positive attitude. It just made everyone wonder if she was talking about them. After working as a critical care nurse for years now, I get that most of the time, people are nervous for their loved ones, they don't want to lose their parent. But I see this situation happen over and over. When it's time, people can't just let go. So 95-year-old Nana comes in and has trouble breathing. We ask her if she would want to be intubated if necessary and says no. She doesn't want that or CPR. But there isn't a form and her daughter is healthcare proxy. Too bad the family doesn't respect that. So we tube her. But her blood pressure can't handle the sedation. So we need to start presses. Then she develops a pneumonia, so we've got to pump her with antibiotics. But oops, too bad she's already gone septic. Start some more presses. Who care if she loses a few fingers and toes in the process? We've got her BP right. Get some bedside dialysis going too, might as well. Until ultimately, we tell the family it's getting to be futile, and we should really just make her comfortable for her own sake. But no, they don't agree. Duck your years of schooling and experience. So Nana codes. I do chest compressions and break all of her ribs in the process. We shock her and slam her with drugs and fluids for a half hour until eventually there's literally nothing more to do. I'm sorry, I know this was such a long rant. I just got off an overpass. But it's happened so often, and every single time I just think of the agony we put this person through in their last days on earth, all because a family couldn't respect their loved one's wishes. Please, when it's time, just let me pump them with morphine and Ativan and let them go in peace and comfort. Might seem trivial, but ducking drives me nuts when people get off an escalator and just stop and decide where they want to go next. It's like, I can't stop this thing, you need to keep moving. Also, people who stand in doorways. When people twist the truth and accuse you of things you didn't do, and people side with them. Oh boy, I went through a divorce. I could prove every lie she told wasn't true, and people still sided with my ex-wife about the terrible things she accused me of. You just have to accept people will believe whatever they want to hear first, and accept it as gospel. Student paramedic in the UK here. For context, you don't pay for healthcare in the UK, including the ambulance service. We often have patients who will ring us up and say over the phone things like, I have chest pain. Chest pain is a high priority case and often gets dispatched as quick as possible. But upon arrival they will tell us, I never said I had chest pain. Yet we ring and ask for a transcript of the conversation and there it is. 9/10 times we have to take them into hospital to check they are okay just in case there is any heart or lung issues. But people will like to get things seen quicker through the emergency pathway. But people will get us out for anything because they can't be bothered to A. drive themselves, B. pay for a taxi, C. get public transport, or D. wait to see their GP, family doctor. You can leave people at home and tell them you won't take them. But if they ring back, another crew will be sent out, or even worse, something bad could actually happen, and you're stuck with the liability. People who can't take no for an answer and will push you to agree/accept what they say. People who can't accept criticism when they duck up and affect other people's lives. People who can't have a discussion where they are being told a fact and they disprove it because back in the day, or authority arguments should always win. It teaches you some hardcore patience when you have to deal with people like these on the daily. People who litter, especially when there is a bin literally a meter away. Cope. OSHT. I missed the bin. Might as well leave it there for someone else to pick it up. Working in customer service. Absolutely. If you have never worked in customer service before, I can assure you it's worse than you think. There definitely are a lot of harder jobs out there, but I swear I lose my sanity working customer service. When people slow down as soon as they cut in front onto your lane on the highway. Worst is when they do it with no blinkers. I get this same rage when someone turns out in front of you slowly, even though there isn't a single car behind you as far as the eye can see. Just wait 3 more seconds. Porch pirates. People thinking, hey, I know that's not mine, but I want it, so I'm taking it, makes my blood boil. We had that happen in our neighborhood once. Now I'm surrounded by 3 very nosy neighbors. Any strangers in the cul-de-sac and 3 sets of blinds get split by suspicious figures. I could have the Hope Diamond delivered by Amazon to my doorstep, and I wouldn't worry about it. Adults who take youth sports way too seriously. This is one of the most important posts. They ruin sports for their children and other children as well. I hated the parents who would kiss ass to the coach and get their kid played. My parents didn't have time to watch me play, so I never did. Not saying I was good, but I don't need a 40-years-old reminding me at every game when I'm finally out on the field. Call down Karen, your 8th grader has played 30 full minutes and we are still losing. People who say, oh, it's their job to clean up after me, or I'm making sure that they are still employed as an excuse for not cleaning up after themselves in public. Like, no. You don't leave a soda spilled everywhere and then not even attempt to clean it up. You don't leave rolls and rolls of toilet paper all over the floor in the bathroom. You don't leave bags of popcorn and drinks and popcorn all over a theater floor and seats. Take responsibility. Clean up your mess. People who don't return their grocery cart. Like, who do you think you are? The fact that people at festivals care about earth and the amount of litter on the ground is disgusting. Not to mention, even if every bit of it was picked up, it would still end up on the ground, and these people somehow think, okay, kind of a giant double standard, if you ask me. When people don't pick up their dog's poop. People who refuse to help themselves. I get people screaming at me that they can't do their very important job that they are paid 6 figures to do because the Pose computer we gave them doesn't work. Every time it's something ducking stupid, like it's very obviously you unplugged or they didn't try pushing the power button. Like, Jesus Christ, you don't need to be a power user to use your ducking eyes and see that the power cord is unplugged. Take even a slight amount of initiative for yourself. People who leave their dogs or babies in a hot car. A few weeks ago I sat down with a new hire to go over her benefits. A few minutes into the conversation she asks how long it's going to be. She proceeds to tell me she has left her sister's dog in her car, but parked in the shade. On a 90-degree day, I grabbed my laptop and the SHT I needed to get this total ducking idiot enrolled outside at our shaded break tables with the dog. I'm a cart pusher for Walmart. Here's a small list of things that make me say I freaking hate people. People who park right next to a cart corral and yet they leave their cart right in the middle of a parking space or decide to just leave their cart on a curb. People who leave disgusting things in carts, that is used diapers, bottles of piss, used underwear, bras, socks, etc. When I'm pushing a line of carts down the lot going to the bay and someone walks up and adds another one to the end without asking, most of the time that happens I'm already at my limit for that line. If we are not using the machine to push carts, we can only take 10. and most of the time they don't even fully push the cart in, which makes the line impossible to turn. I've gotten a few people who have told me I should quit my job and get a more feminine job because this one is meant for strong males. Similar to 4, when someone buys something heavy and I'm called to help take it to their car and they refuse my help because I need a strong man who can actually help me. So I just have fake smile and say, well, how about we just see what I can do, and if I'm unable to help then I'll call for a guy. There's only been one time out of the tens of times this has happened where I've actually had to call for help, and it was because they bought a fridge. Let me speak to your manager. Okay, Karen. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. New videos every day. Check out our playlist.